In the ancient city of Varanasi, on the sacred banks of the Ganges, lived a young woman named Amrita. Her name meant nectar of immortality, and she was worthy of it. Amrita was as beautiful as the morning star. Her eyes were like two bottomless lakes. Her skin glowed with the warmth of sandalwood, and her voice was softer than an Indian flute. The finest suitors came to wed her from all across the land, wealthy merchants from Delhi, warriors from Rajasthan with their illustrious lineages, and wise Brahmins from the holy cities. But Amrita refused them all. The years passed. Her childhood friends had long since married, carrying children in their arms and greeting their husbands with evening meals. But Amrita would sit by the window of her home, gazing at the waters of the Ganges, quietly counting her prayer beads. Her mother, weary of the neighbors' gossip, finally cried out one day, "Daughter, why are you alone? The moon is beautiful, yet every night it sets beyond the horizon to meet the darkness and be reborn. But you are like a drop of dew on a lotus leaf, trembling, yet never falling into the river of life. Tell me the truth. Is something wrong with you? Are you too proud, too picky, too pure for this world?" Amrita smiled that special smile reserved for those who know what others do not. "Mother," she said, "summon the 3 sages who live by the Shiva temple. I will answer them. Let them be the judges." Though surprised, her mother called for the 3 elders, Swami Viveka, Swami Dharma, and Swami Kripa. When they were seated in the shade of a mango tree, Amrita appeared before them, carrying 3 objects, a lotus flower, a conch shell, and a handful of rice. "O wise ones," she began, "you have come to ask why someone like me is alone. But allow me to ask you 3 questions first." The sages nodded in agreement. Amrita held up the lotus. "Here is the first question. Tell me, why does this lotus, growing in a muddy pond, remain pure and untouched? Why do the cows not eat it? Why do the buffalo not trample it? Why does no one pluck it for their own pleasure?" The first sage, Swami Viveka, replied, "Child, the lotus is not eaten because it is not meant for eating. The lotus is an offering to the gods. The cattle pass it by because they sense that this flower belongs not to them but to the heavens." Amrita nodded and raised the conch. The second question, why is this conch, which we found in the ocean, considered sacred? It is empty inside, it is lifeless, yet we blow it during festivals, and its voice is heard by the gods. The second sage, Swami Dharma, answered, "Because, child, this conch once held a pearl. Even empty, it remembers the shape of that treasure. Its emptiness is not an absence, but the memory of what dwelt within." Amrita smiled and showed the handful of rice. The third question, why is this rice cooked in every home, eaten every day, yet no one places it on the altar before the statue of goddess Lakshmi? Why is rice merely food, while the lotus is a prayer? The third sage, Swami Kripa, replied, "Because rice is available to all. It satisfies hunger, but it does not touch the soul. The lotus blooms but once and withers quickly, yet when a person gazes upon it, they are reminded of eternity." Silence fell. Amrita placed the objects on the ground and looked at her mother. "Did you hear, mother? The lotus is not eaten not because it is bad, but because it is sacred. I do not marry, not because I am proud, old, or barren. I am waiting for the one who will see in me not a meal for his stomach, but an offering for his soul." She turned to the sages. "I am not empty inside, like an old shell. I am quiet because a pearl is still maturing within me, and I am not rice, to be boiled by anyone who pleases. I am a lotus, and whoever wishes to pluck me must first become worthy of entering the temple." The sages rose and bowed to the young woman. "You are wiser than us," said Swami Viveka. "Truly," they say, Sometimes a woman is alone, not because no one came, but because he has not yet arrived. From that day on, the people of Varanasi stopped gossiping about Amrita, and a year later, a wandering musician came to the city. He played the sitar so beautifully that the birds fell silent just to listen. He saw Amrita sitting by her window and understood. Here was the temple he had been seeking his entire life. He did not ask why she was alone. He simply sat beside her and began to play. And the lotus bloomed.